Hey lovelies, it's Victoria, and I'm back with another spoiler-free movie reaction. And today's movie reaction will be on, if you can't tell by the color of the shirt I'm wearing, The Color Purple. Yes, The Color of Hope itself. Directed by Blitz Bazwule, starring Fantasia Barrino, Taraji P. Henson, Danielle Brooks, Coleman Domingo, Corey Hawkins, Gabriella Wilson, aka Her, Holly Bailey, Felicia Pearl Mbasi, Sierra, John Batiste, Anjanou Ellis Taylor, and Louis Gossett Jr. Before I get started, I wanted to say first and foremost, sorry that it's been taking a little bit longer than it normally would be for me to put out these movie reactions for films that mainly came out last year and one this year. But please stick with me. I will have the rest of those videos out as soon as possible. And thank you so much for hanging in there with me and watching my videos. It lets me know how much you value my views on things. And it also makes me very happy to hear your thoughts and views on films that are coming out. So once again, thank you for hanging in there with me. Now back to the video. In case you didn't know, this is a musical period drama film, or how can I better say that? This is a period drama musical film based on the stage musical that came out on Broadway, which is also based on the novel written by Alice Walker, and the 1985 film adaptation directed by Steven Spielberg as well. Can't forget that film. The film is about a African-American woman named Celie, played by the fantastic Fantasia Barrino, who goes through abuse, struggle, and pain on the road to self-discovery and finding newfound strength and confidence in the hope of someday being reunited with her sister. It is just amazing how many musical films have been making a turnout lately, don't you think? I mean, last time I did my movie reaction on Wonka, here I am discussing The Color Purple, and as of right now, Mean Girls is out in theaters. Mean Girls the musical. So that is something. So let's see how many more musicals start coming out as time goes on, because I'm starting to think they're trying to make it a new trend for the upcoming new year, which is this year. But I don't know. I'm just guessing, so we'll just have to wait and see. I must be real with you guys. This is going to be a little hard for me to full on explain my thoughts when it comes to this film, because if you really want to know, on one hand, I saw the film that was directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Whoopi Goldberg, Danny Glover, and Oprah Winfrey. But as far as like the novel itself, I haven't read it yet. I'm still planning on trying to read it, but I didn't get a chance to read it in time before this film. And so I know that I probably only have just like the gist of what this film is about, but do not understand the full essence of what The Color Purple is and what it really means to so many people, whether it's the book or the movie or the musical. So, but I'm just gonna give my thoughts on what I thought about this film and see where to go from there. But you guys know me, I'm always open and willing to learning more about especially phenomenons that involve this, like from books or from other different time period pieces, or just other films that came way before it. So just be a little bit easy on me as I talk about this film, but I will be giving you guys, as always, my honest opinion on what I thought about the film. I have somewhat of a very complicated relationship with this film because the 1985 film, I'm telling you, always left me in tears, whether they were tears of happiness or joy or tears of sadness and just anger. Let's just say it was tough at times when it came to thinking about returning to this film and watching the new adaptation of it in theaters. But here I am, so you know that I saw it, so I hope I can get a little bit of credit for that. But either way, the point of the matter is, keep in mind that this is a, how can I say, a reimagining of The Color Purple. So there is a lot of differences within this film that they kind of course they kept the stuff from the original film to a degree, but they have made it into a way where some things are fully formed, and some things that were not full on discussed in the 1985 film, there's more of a conversation about it now. Now, keep in mind that this is my movie reaction to this, so I will just be discussing my initial reaction to this film. Now, if you guys wish for me to do a review down the line, just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see what I can do to make that happen. So, now as far as the story of this film, the story is pretty much the same, and, you know, just as, how can I put it? Just as tragic as it is beautiful, just as sad as it is uplifting. And so the differences between the stories from, at least from what I know, the 1985 film and this is really, there's no difference whatsoever. But I can say that probably the only difference to this is that there is more woven into the story, like as far as community and sisterhood, and not just in biological form, but of course in just women in general being sisters to one another, offering a hand to their sisters in whatever ways, and also a sense of kind of like just friendship. I'll just narrow it down to that. More sense of friendship, and also a big emphasis on forgiveness in this film. And of course, I can't forget, there is also a air of empowerment, whether that's female empowerment or just, you know, empowerment in general for any of the characters. There's a lot of that woven into the story as well that you probably would not have felt initially in the 1985 version. Now, as far as the characters in this film, which we pretty much have a all-star cast that I will not be able to run through all of them today. but I will talk a little bit about the main cast, like the main cast of the film in this video, and what I thought about their performances. So I guess let's just get started with, first and foremost, Fantasia Barrino, who plays Celie. Fantasia as Celie, I have to say, it really felt to me like a breakout performance when it came to her playing this character. Now, like I said, I didn't see the Broadway show, so I don't know how she truly did on stage, but I heard that she was incredible. I heard that she did an awesome job. But the thing is with her in this film that I find interesting is the fact that she has no real acting experience when it came to starring as this character, but yet she has such a beautiful and unique sound as far as her singing. Her singing is just like, how can I even describe it, to be honest? I mean, American Idol winner, Grammy Awards, and Golden Globe nominations, Billboard Music Awards. You get my drift. She has amazing talent, and also when it comes to how she sings word for word in the songs that she is singing in this film, it's like you feel it in your soul. You feel it, or I felt it in my soul. I felt it all over with each emphasis that she puts into a song. And so seeing her act as the character of Celie, it was a little bit different, but there was still something about her that just brought me along for the journey of that. I didn't get bored. She was a good Celie in this film because she has this also kind of like, how can I put it? First, it seemed like a little naive, which of course we all know Celie starts off that way, while also at the same time seemingly like as if she's a pushover, but at the same time she's not stupid. She is aware of what is going on, and whether that's in her house or around her, wherever she goes. And also there is this like quiet dignity to her that I enjoyed watching, and kind of and she knows how to switch from back and forth to those things very effectively. And so I enjoyed her performance as Celie. Whether she was singing or just acting, I felt like I really felt for her character, because all of what her character is going through, she is responding to it and reacting to it in a way that just screams to me Celie. And also when she starts going on the road to self-discovery of who she wants to be in life and who she really is as a person, it really gets awesome and just amazing. So I am happy that I got to see her perform as Celie in this film adaptation, since I couldn't see her in Broadway. So Halle Bailey plays the sister Nettie in this film, which I was actually really looking forward to seeing what she would do with this character, because honestly, if you know the character of Nettie, you already know that she is a bright, smart, loving, optimistic, spunky, and driven person. And I guess in a way you could almost kind of say she's kind of like a free spirit to a degree. And so I was interested to see what Halle would do with this character, because I feel like she's already kind of those things just as a person, but what more could she bring to this character? And I must say I can honestly say I was really surprised to see how she effortlessly brought all that, along with her beautiful gospel / R&B style like voice that helps awaken the senses and help uplift the spirits. When I say uplift the spirit, I mean make you feel a sense of hope and joy in the most dark and hopeless points in the film, that you feel a renewed sense of hope and a renewed sense of, I can get through this. I'm gonna get through this. Just have to keep pushing forward. I really liked her as this character, as Nettie, because she really brought all that I knew of that character to the role, and a little bit of spiciness to it that I wasn't for sure I would see, but it surprised me. And Taraji P. Henson as Shug Avery was so captivating. No lie, this role was really made for her. I really could see that from the moment she first appears on screen as this character. She just nails this character to, I would almost say to a T, but at the same time, I don't want to be overexcited, but I cannot lie. She was a good Shug Avery. She brought along everything that makes that character, all the charisma, the strength, and the willingness to speak up or stand up for herself, pushing back with her words. And she was a bit kind of like, how would you say? She was very much an outspoken character as a Black woman living in this time. And she brought along, and Taraji brought along the confidence and the attitude and just the all out, this is what I'm gonna do and I'm gonna do it. Screw what you think or screw what you want me to do. I'm gonna do this how I want to do it kind of attitude that she always had. And so it was nice to see Taraji as this character, portraying her in all the ways that felt suited, that really does make Shug Shug. So I was just like, wow, I was blown away. I was blown away by her performance. Oh, and she also brought along the sassiness and the sexual energy and this kind of like still kind of loyalty and friendship that she brings along as this character, which she already had in the 1985 film, but I feel like in this film they make it, Taraji makes it more tangible, makes it all more clear what her character is like, and especially when it comes to her relationship with Celie. And in a way, in a little bit, her relationship with Mista. And then we have Colman Domingo as Albert Johnson, aka Mista, who was, this definitely was a very different but interesting interpretation of this character. Because, like I said, I remember the character played by Danny Glover all too well, and it really just felt like that was, with his character in that film, there was less substance to his character, and it was just more stereotypical, if anything. And in this film, it feels like they've added a little bit more to this character, that there's more to him behind the abusive and just selfishness that he possessed. Even though they don't go full into it, you can see it, you are experiencing it when you are watching Colman perform as him. And also you get to see a little bit more of an expansion into his relationship with his son Harpo and his father, who's played by Louis Gossett Jr. Man, that he is really up there, but he is still hanging in there. I gotta give you props for that, Louis. Awesome. But yeah, I feel like there was more nuance to the character of Mista in this film. So I found it interesting, and I felt like Colman's performance was pretty spot on. Danielle Brooks as Sophia, Miss Sophia. Oh my gosh. And if you don't know Danielle Brooks, she did play Sophia on Broadway as well, and she's also been in the show Peacemaker, so she has been acting for quite some time. But this is probably the first one where she is full on being noticed, not just for her acting but her singing. It's like, as an actor, she is a full-on powerhouse of a talent. She commands the room when she walks in. She is basically forcing you to pay attention to her, whether you want to or not. Most of the time you want to, but even when you don't want to, you cannot look away from her as she's acting. And as far as her singing, oh my, she is freaking awesome when it comes to her singing. But at the same time, though, let's not forget that Oprah Winfrey was the one who originated the role of Sophia, so it was obvious she had quite some big shoes to fill. But the thing that you like about her in this film is that she is not trying to follow up behind Oprah. She is bringing her own stuff to this character as Sophia, both vocally and just in how she is acting. She is doing her own thing, and also she is very much kind of like, when she sings, it's like, oh my God, Lord have mercy. It is like a mixture of being beautiful and hardcore just mashed together. And it is just stunning. It's powerful how she sings, and also especially when she sings the song Hell No. And like, oh my God, I wish I could speak more about how she sung in the song, but this is not that video, so trying to condense it down. But my point is that she did a really great job as Sophia. So all the nominations she was receiving for this role, I sure hope she wins a lot of those nominations, because she deserves it. Like, big time, she deserves it. She worked her butt off for this role, so, and she did an awesome job. Freaking awesome job, and I do not say that often. Corey Hawkins as Harpo. Here we go. And if you do not remember Corey from anything, you may remember him from Straight Outta Compton or Kong Skull Island, and he has been in other things that I'm sure you may have seen one way or another, or took a glance at least. And now he's in a musical where he is really branching out in his music ability, which we already know that he has something when it comes to a little bit of the musical side of things, but we didn't know that he was full on, could bring it like this in singing. And in this film, he has, I won't say he has many singing numbers, he doesn't, but he has one main one where he stands out in. But he is the, in case you don't know who Harpo is, he's the one who was basically fawning over Miss Sophia. He wants to marry her, and then he does eventually marry her. And so, but the thing is that in the 1985 film, it still was pretty much making it seem like he was just a stereotypical type of black man, that there wasn't really much to him other than he just wanted to have control and dominance like his father had. But the thing is, in this film, what I love about Corey Hawkins playing this character and the direction they chose to take his character in this film is that they start to go a little bit deeper. You start seeing that he has more layers and to who he is, and you get more insights into his thinking and processing on, especially when it comes to his relationship with Sophia. You start seeing that there's more to him than just wanting to assert dominance over his wife in any way. There is a deeper element to that. And also, when it comes down to it, I feel like Corey really made his character more realized. I won't say full on realized, but more realized, and not just seen as this awful stereotype anymore. So I appreciate what Corey brought to this character And I wish I saw even more of him in this film, to be honest, because I really enjoy his acting, but it is what it is. But he was Harpo, and I was proud to see him play Harpo. As far as the themes in this film go, they're pretty much the same from the first film adaptation, which is basically enduring love, sisterhood, empowerment, especially female empowerment, and self-discovery, hope through adversity and tough times, and abuse, mistreatment, etc., oppression, racial oppression, and all of the above. And also there is a big, like I said, I told you that in this film there is a big emphasis on the theme of forgiveness and redemption, which is definitely something that was not full on explored in the 1985 film, but it did show up in scenes, but not full on to where you start realizing that yes, all is pretty much forgiven and we're all trying to move on and live our life here, kind of thing. In this film they have more of that, and also showing how as the community, as long as you are within a community, you can stray from it and come back to it and still join together in a community, which I also really thoroughly enjoyed in this film. The cinematography was also great, and I felt very stunning. I felt like there were so many points of the camera work working well in this musical setting, and so I wasn't surprised, because there's a lot that technology can do now, is even when it comes to films being full-on musicals where there's so much movement going around, but you still are able to see full-on all the action that's going on, especially at the focus points that you need to focus on. You still get that. But there were some points in this film, I don't know if it has anything to do with cinematography, but there were some points where they were shooting in a area that in the film they were in Africa, but I'm like, were they though? If that really was it? Because if not, then I would like to know where did they decide to shoot that at? Like, was that in Atlanta? Was it in Georgia? Was it somewhere else, like in the Bahamas? Because there was like one scene where they were saying where a character was in Africa and they were watching the African people dance this tribunal type of dance, I think. And I was like, is that really Africa or just somewhere else that they're trying to pass off for Africa? But either way, it's no big deal. No big deal. Just something that I noticed, and I guess I'm going a little bit too overthinking on it. Whatever. Now you know I was not going to end this video without talking about the songs in the film. The soundtrack, oh my goodness. After I saw the film, I grabbed my hands on that soundtrack and just started listening to it on repeat. I loved the song so much. It was just amazing. It was like I said, it was a bunch of songs that were encouraging, uplifting, some still kind of like sad when you first listen to them, but then there's moments of them filling you up with empowerment again, or just making you feel strong, and also the rhythm and beats in the songs, definitely I could not stop listening to the songs. They were amazing, and also in context with the film, just made it even more awesome and more just incredible. What more can I say? And so it was like, I will say that there were some that I liked more than most. Like, I definitely love that Hell No song. Hell no. And I can't get But either way, but there's also other songs as well, like She Be Mine, Keep It Moving, Working, Suge Avery's Coming to Town, Push the Button, and of course the phenomenal one that you can never forget from the 1985 version. Ooh, Miss Celie's Blues. Sister, you've been on my mind. And that's where I'm just gonna leave it there. I already made my point. The soundtrack was fire. And so if you guys do not have the soundtrack yet, I highly recommend you go find it on iTunes or purchase it on CD or whatever, or vinyl if they have it, because it was that good. All right, on to my rating. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would have to give this film a 9.5. I thoroughly enjoyed this film, and I cannot recommend it enough to anyone. Anyone can watch this film. Keep that in mind. Yes, it may be a film that is consistently a Black cast and is pretty much centering on a Black story, but this story can resonate with anyone. That's the point of it all. And that's the point of film and all its just fascination, and just the way that we still keep coming to the theaters or watching them on our TVs and stuff, because we find something that we can hold on to, we can grab to, we can relate to, we can feel something from it. And this film is definitely no different. It is definitely something that you can take out of it and not just feel completely bummed or sad about it. You can feel hopeful about what you come out of it with. And the best part about it is you just keep being you, keep doing you. And no matter whether things are going great or at the lowest of lows, you always know that you can keep pushing forward, and that there is a opposite to all the sadness, misery, and distress. There is a opposite side to that, and you can get there if you just keep holding on to hope and keep trying to push through. It all works out in the end. Either way, I think I've said my piece enough. I'm not here to preach, but either way, I hope that you guys all enjoyed the movie reaction today. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have seen the film and have any thoughts or views on it, please leave them in the comment section below. I would love to read them and respond back to them. But either way, I know, like I said, I am aware that I have been a little bit behind on my other movie reactions that I promised you guys, but I am getting a stepping on it. I'm at a point where I'm going to be doing multiple each day, so hang in there. They're coming out. But the next one that will be coming out as a movie reaction will be on Poor Things, which hopefully Jeffrey will be joining me on that one. But if not, then it'll just be me, myself, and I, and all of us lovelies here discussing Poor Things. And also, I am working on the movie reaction to Ferrari and Night Swim, so stay tuned for those as well. Till then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!